that's what Paul Revere's missing, man. He doesn't. And Canada's more fucking progressive than we are. They got nothing but feelings.
They would do well. They get into the whole 2S with their BLT LG sandwich community gang. They have the Two Spirit, which I've never even imagined being a thing, and it's incredible that they had
something we fucking put on the people of the past.
Yeah, no, it's amazing that we are at the point now where you could probably get away with making something up, and Canada would add it to their BLT sandwich community.
Did you just say you could probably make something up? Yeah. Everything except the L, the B, and the G, made up. The QTIA plus, made up. All of it made up.
Oh, man, well...
I mean, think about it. You could either be a lesbian, makes sense, woman. You could be gay, man, bisexual, I love them all. There's nothing more than that. There's literally nothing more than that.
Well, you know, I mean, the T's are making a big stink these days, and they're running for office, and I gotta say, I didn't expect this out of a place like Ohio, but as always, folks, I hope you got a tall glass of water in front of you. I got the goods. This is Amy Goodman giving us the lowdown on some current political controversy happening here in Ohio.
In Ohio, Republican House legislators voted Wednesday to overturn Republican Governor Mike DeWine's veto of legislation that would ban gender-affirming health care for transgender youth.
God,
and
the way they like
trans
say
athletes
this is
from
like
playing on
what?
school sports.
It's so mind-bending, man.
So, wait, they overturned his veto banning transgender. Like, there's so many you're not dealing, like, you're in the fourth negative here. You know what I mean?
What gets me is when they say transgender women, and you have to, like, look at the photograph and be like, oh okay, now I understand what you're saying. It's messed up, man.
But wait. So what happened here? They voted on a bill to ban trannies?
I'll start from right at the beginning for you, man. This is the goods. I got a really good clip here. You're going to love it. Again, the payoff is towards the end. It's a really juicy clip.
In Ohio, Republican House legislators voted Wednesday to overturn Republican Governor Mike DeWine's veto of legislation that would ban gender-affirming health care for transgender youth and bar trans athletes from playing on school sports teams. 3/5 of the Ohio Senate must also vote to override DeWine's veto for the bill to become law. The ACLU of Ohio slammed state Republicans, saying, quote, "This state-sponsored vendetta against some of Ohio's most vulnerable young people is beyond cruel," they said. In related news, 2 transgender women vying for seats in the Ohio House of Representatives have been challenged for not disclosing their birth names on nominating petitions. Both women said they were unaware of the rule, but that they would have complied despite the harmful nature of the requirement. One of the women, Ariane Childry, said of the rule, quote, "Having to use your dead name is horrible. It's an attack on who we are," unquote.
Jesus
Vanessa
Christ.
Joy, who's appealing the decision last week to disqualify her, also warned that transgender people should not be forced to share their dead names due to safety concerns.
Alrighty then.
Safety concerns?
Wait, maybe you shouldn't be running as a representative for like a whole ton of people. You know?
Yes.
I don't know, man. It seems like you got some personal issues going on that you could maybe address on your own personal time. Maybe being a representative, not something you could fit on your docket.
And when you really dive into it, right? It's not like this dude put, "Oh, I'm Karen Smith," and they're like, "No, you have to put Michael Smith." No, you could put Karen Smith. You change your name, you are Karen Smith. You just have to disclose all your past names because you are running for a fucking federal office. Right?
Dude, this one took me down a wild ride. I put notes down when I make the clips, and this is the fewest. And all I wrote was, it says, "Ohio trannies, arrow, the language, exclamation point." Do you hear how she even describes it, like the transgendered women? And then you have to really hone in on the fact that these are 2 grown men who are calling themselves women, who are really bent out of shape because they have to use their dude names as they run for political office.
No, that's not even what they're saying.
See, this is how insane it is. I don't even understand it, and I clipped the.
No. The whole thing is, that's what I'm trying to say, is you can run as Karen if you want to run as Karen, but on your like application or whatever, you have to disclose past aliases. So you were Frank at one time.
Oh,
so you have to write, 4 years up until 4 years ago, I was Frank.
That's
that way,
right.
when they do the background check, they could find out, what did Frank do? Because there was a time where you weren't Karen. You know? It's just like, dude, I've had to do, like, when I joined the union, I had a plumbing union, I had to disclose any aliases, right? And because one time I put on a form Mike instead of Michael, I always have to say, I'm also known as Mike, you know?
All right, now I get it. Okay, so you have to, just in not private, but in applying for the gig, you got to at least disclose these various individuals.
For
That makes a little
background check
sense.
reasons, for safety security reasons. Yeah, dude, this is insane. The one dude in his little interview, he goes, I saw the box where I was supposed to write my name, and I knew it might cause problems, but it would have just caused so much pain to dead name myself.
Well,
It's like, okay, then you clearly didn't want the fucking job. You know what I mean?
oh no, dude.
You clearly didn't want the job. You saw the line where you're supposed to write your dude name. You didn't write it. I mean, how do I know you're not trying to hide something? You know what I mean? Does that mean I could be fucking embezzling and doing all this and then just change my name to a girl's name and now you can't dead name me? Now I could run for office? By your standard right now, that means Donald Trump could change his name to Dalina and now
right.
he's a fucking chick and we don't have to
Wow.
disclose anything he did in the past.
Good call. No longer an insurrectionist. No, that's the guy, Donald Trump. It's the female.
God.
That's the
This is Donna.
Donna Trump, dude.
You know?
Yeah.
No. Barack Obama can't serve again as president. He did turn 2 terms.
I think more and more by the day that he's actually Kenyan and that they totally lied about the birth certificate.
It does seem a little suspicious, some of the things that happened there.
There's just a lot of
What?
shaky ground when it comes to Barry Sotero's background, man.
Yeah.
But either way,
But- I don't know. But what they're saying is then Barry could change his name to Karen, run as Karen Obama, say he's a woman, and nobody could dead name him or look into his past, and it doesn't matter that he did 2 terms.
I'm
You
getting
know?
a vibe here. All right. That's what all the Gen Zers are into, vibes. And what I'm thinking is that they're challenging this notion early on here to pave the way for somebody to run for, let's say, president as a certain gender, not having to disclose their previous gender. This is setting the stage for, you know what, my man? Big Mike. Come on,
Mike
dude.
written all
You know
over
it, man. They want Michelle Obama to run for Joe Biden, but they can't have her applying as Big Mike Obama, so they got to pull some strings, change the legal terminology, and make it so there's precedent where, no. We're not going to dead name this person. We're just going to make them run as who they are. So this is Karen, even though they used to be John. Now they're Karen. And I know they used to be Michael, but now this is Michelle Obama.
Can't even look at the past. No, dude, I gotta give him credit for this one. Ted Not Impressed Cruz.
Oh, I love it.
Bro, like a year ago, he laid out the fact that he said they're gonna run Michelle, not Biden.
It's pretty clear. Come on, dude.
Well, dude, he laid it out like a year ago. And she just recently did an interview. And that was something he said a year ago. Like the exact time and everything. And he keeps saying that at the DNC convention, they're going to swap out Biden for Michelle. That's why they have to wait for that. And then he also laid out the whole plan with Hunter Biden and how they're just going to stretch it out to December. And win or lose in December, he's going to get pardoned by his dad.
Wow. All right.
They're going to wait till after the election, and then they're just going to pardon him.
But he got slapped. We didn't clip it really, or maybe I did, but we didn't talk about it. I can't remember. But he's been hit with 17 charges. Am I right about that? With the tax evasion.
But he was just a poor, troubled kid
He's
with a
I
drug
know.
problem.
And Mike, he loves his dad. All right. And you know what? What the number one lesson here is Joe Biden loves his son. Okay.
Just such a good father.
He's a great father and he loves his son. And that's the lesson we can all learn from this Hunter Biden laptop story. Right?
Yes. Joe loves his son. His son loves his brother's widow. What else do you need to know?
That's right. And maybe allegedly his brother's daughter, and maybe allegedly Joe Biden.
Not his fault. The daughter looked a lot like the mother.
And that's right. And Joe Biden may have allegedly loved his daughter a little too much in the shower. We don't know. We don't base things on diaries, right?
Again, Frank Facts. I got a feeling.
Oh, that's it.
I got a feeling that Joe Biden's a great guy. I got a feeling.
Man,
I got a feeling.
don't pay
You
attention.
knew nothing about Hunter.
Don't pay attention to those laptops. Don't pay attention to that.
Feeling it was Russian disinformation.
Don't think about that diary from Joe Biden's daughter, man. Come on. Just know that we all have a feeling that it was all Russian disinformation, man. Come on.
Oh, what's that? The Russia collusion? Nah, that was real. I got a feeling. Got a feeling, Frank.
Yes. Little callback there. Yeah. A little callback to a callback. I don't know. All right. Well, we didn't discuss the Hunter Biden thing, which only because I'm excited for it to truly play out, and then we'll really dive deep into it. I think maybe Ted Cruz is onto something. They will probably, pan this out all the way through the election. It's a long year. It's only January, man. We have a lot of catastrophe to, unfold before us. We need World War III to happen. The sun is going to burst into our face and, destroy the electricity. Right? We're going to have the nuclear war exchange, I imagine. There's all sorts of things that are going to occur. So,
And worst of all, now we don't have John Kerry to help us.
I know. Did you see that?
What are we gonna do?
I thought you would like that. I just have it in the notes. I didn't get any kind of clipper on it, though.
For those that don't know, there's an article going around about how John Kerry is stepping down as the climate czar, or what is he? I don't even know.
I wrote
Climate
climate
envoy?
czar. Do they use czar anymore? We used to have drug czars, homeless czars. I think we do still
little
have
too
some.
Soviet.
I know. I think especially now that the left is so communist and Marxist in their ways, I think they're trying to get away from all the Russian
too on the
sounding.
nose.
Yeah. Let's ixnay the old czar, all right?
So now he's the climate envoy.
Envoy. Okay, there you go.
But he's stepping down. And the best part about the article is he talks about how, but he's not giving up on the fight. And that is why, even though he is resigning at the end of the term, he's on his way to Davos this week.
To party and bang hookers and do cocaine. Fantastic.
To dump more CO2 into the atmosphere than any of us ever could in our lifetime.
How
and then
dare
tell us
you?
Yeah!
Oh, Greta.
Greta's always there. Right? Right, Greta?
How dare you?
Yeah.
I want to give credit. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Tim Dillon. Had the funniest take on these people. And he was saying how if you really just want to get to these climate activists, if you really want to just shut them up, give them money. Because look at Bernie Sanders. Once he hits $100 million, realizes how nice it is having a private jet. Haven't heard from him in like 3-4 years.
Right.
Right. Greta Thunberg is taking a sailboat around the world until she could afford a private jet. Haven't heard from her in a couple of years.
Wow, yeah, man.
Now she's goofing around at a bar in Amsterdam, And then it's like all these people that were fighting. Where's Michael Moore?
No.
Don't hear from him anymore.
Greta got quiet this year for a reason. Very specifically, she tried to go the Nostradamus route and publicly predicted or claimed that the world would end because of climate change by 2023. And the clip is widely available. It's very humorous. I think it was probably 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It was when she was still an impressionable young little gal, and she was being influenced heavily by her parents probably, and other weird institutions in the World Economic Forum and all that jazz.
It was on Twitter at the time. It was
Okay,
June
Twitter.
2018. She went on a tirade.
Wow, I was way
about
off.
a top climate scientist warming that climate change is going to wipe out all of humanity
That's right.
by June 2023.
How dare you?
I'm no expert on time reading, but I believe it's January 2024 currently.
That's right. Well, that's what I was going to say. She's a little quiet now on the climate change front because maybe she publicly backed the wrong horse. When we were younger, acid rain, right? Right now, we couldn't even go outside. Right? The acid
You know,
rain.
I'm not even mad at her, dude. We all believe
Everybody
it.
fell for it, man. In the 70s,
we
they
believed
thought
it in high school too, you know?
they thought we were going to have an ice age and that right now we would be living in an ice age. And if you're in the Midwest currently, it kind of feels like we're in an ice age.
I'm in an ice age.
And maybe, yeah, this is a pretty frigid January. Kind of hard to be a, climate change alarmist like old Greta when we're in a bit of a deep freeze.
They were all about it up until like 2 days ago. Like I think it was like 4 days. Yeah, it was 4 days ago because the news was it's January 10th and the lowest temperature recorded in Chicago was 29 degrees. Where's winter? Then 4 days later, it's fucking -6. We're freezing our balls off.
Yeah, so the climate change alarmists, they probably have to be a little quiet right now, at least for the next few weeks. Here in Colorado, man, we are going to be below zero. We were yesterday, we are currently today, and we shall be tomorrow, and it's going to be pretty cold the next day. So it's hard to tell everybody, like, oh, it was the hottest year ever recorded.
I know.
Things happen in waves and spurts, and we go through patterns, and climate changes, right? Isn't that the word of our era?
It was really funny because it was like a weird snow. Like we had this like huge snowfall, but it was like half rain and then half snow.
It's
and then
from
it
the
turned into
chemtrails
snow.
they did here in Colorado. We were geoengineering like crazy, I assure you. So there's a lot of metallic fibers going on in your snow currently. Oh, yeah.
We didn't see any, but
right,
it
good.
was it was really funny because nobody really shoveled the snow until it hit like noon the next day. You know,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
go out there and you're shoveling, it's like sleet and everything, and everybody was saying the same thing. Hey, you only got about an hour. This is the warmest it's gonna get. If you don't shovel it now, it's
That's
gonna
right.
freeze. You'll never shovel it again. It was like it was literally like. And then my neighbor, I went to go do hers, and then the neighbor on the other side of hers started helping. And literally, he goes, "You got to do it now, otherwise it's gonna freeze."
Oh, yeah.